Jose, can I start with some injury news, please?
Nobody.
All fit, all well?
Yeah.
This time last year you were top and Leicester were bottom. What's changed so drastically at both clubs in the time since?
Well, first of all, they deserve to be where they are. I think let's be honest. I told a couple of weeks ago I don't believe they can be champions. Maybe I have to think twice before to say that again, because one thing is to be top of the league in September after a beautiful start. Another thing is to be top of the league in December. That's a complete different story. So if they are there, if they resist to be there, if they get result after result, it's because they can win the title. Would be something magnificent, would be something to impress football world, but sometimes these things can happen, and why not to happen with them? So they are there because they are doing magnificent well, and we are where we are because we are doing bad. We have basically the same potential as we had last season. We have the same manager, we have the same players. So if we are where we are, it's because we are underperforming. And if Leicester is where they are, it's because manager and players, they are doing magnificent well.
One of your predecessors, Claudio Ranieri, says that Chelsea are more than capable of still making the top four. How strongly do you agree with that statement?
First of all, it's nice from him. Nobody has doubts that he doesn't forget his time in Chelsea. I think nobody does. Everyone that is in this club for a certain period of time likes the club very much. So I think Ranieri is showing that nice feeling he has for the club. But I also believe in what he says. Before we lost the last 3 points against Bournemouth, I was convinced, absolutely convinced of the fourth position in the table. I was absolutely convinced of a great December for us. I have to be honest and say that the last defeat was something that I was far, miles away from believe that we could lose this match. But the reality is that some clubs are doing so well and some other clubs are not capable of doing what people is used to. It's not easy for the top clubs anymore to win 3, 4, 5, 10 matches in a row. So who knows, we can get a run of 4 or 5 consecutive victories, and because nobody is doing that from the top clubs, maybe we have a chance to short distances and to dream with a great finish and finish fourth. So while mathematically it's possible, we have to try.
I think I'm right in saying that Thibaut Courtois said that as many as 8 players in your squad are underperforming. Do you go along with that? Do you agree with that?
I don't know if it's 8, 7, 5 or 6. I don't know. And as a manager, it's more difficult for me to go in this direction. I prefer to go in the direction of, and I'm not speaking about the last month. I'm speaking especially about the beginning of the season, that we were miles away of our level. And obviously, when you have some individualities that you are waiting for top performance and you don't get that, obviously it has an influence. But independent of less defeat Bournemouth, independent of that one, I think in the last couple of months everyone is improving. The team is improving. It's not occasional that we had these two performances against Porto, against Tottenham. I think we are going in a good direction in terms of the level of the individuals and the team consistency. We need results.
Can I ask what you make of the job Ranieri has done at Leicester, and also what you make of some of the players who've emerged this season, like Vardy and Mahrez?
You know, I think he just won, or is going to win the manager of the month, right? I think he should win more than that. I think he should win the manager of the half term, if you can use that in football. If you could give an award to the first 6 months of competition, everybody is miles away from him, and every club is miles away from what Leicester is doing. I know that the distance between them and United, City, Arsenal is a difference of, I don't know, 2, 3 or 4 points, but they are the ones that deserve all these respect and all these compliments. Fantastic work.
What did you make of Gary Monk's sacking this week at Swansea? Do you believe he was treated fairly?
I'm always against the sacking. I think end of season is the moment to change things when people analyze the work of the season and believe that the best thing is to change. But the clubs, they have the power, the owners, the CEOs, is their decision. What can I say more than, obviously I feel very sorry about him. Obviously I feel that he did a work that impressed last season when he got the team, and even the beginning of the season he was doing so well and showing some great qualities as a manager. That is a surprise, but is the reality in this moment in football. To be sacked, I think you only need to have a job. When you have a job, you are in risk to be sacked. This is quite a new tendency, especially in English football, with some contributions, because the opinion makers, they have an influence. Lots of people without ethics of people without ethics are surrounding always the houses with problems. So I think in the end Gary was one more victim of quite a new establishment in football.
After having a good season last year, he was sacked with Swansea just 1 place below yourselves, 1 point below yourselves. Do you look at your own performance and maybe think, consider yourself lucky or even grateful to still have a job at Chelsea?
No.
Why not?
Why not? Because I think he is unlucky. That's not me that I'm lucky. I think my situation is the bad results are not normal, but the situation of any manager to keep his job and to have the chance to improve and to have the chance to finish his work, that's the normal. That's not to be lucky, that's normal. What is not normal and is not fair is what is happening almost every day. And I think new establishment in football is giving a great contribution for that.
You've been linked with Real Madrid on the back of one of the newspapers today. Could you ever imagine yourself being back at that club?
I imagine myself finishing my contract with Chelsea, and I have 3.5 years of contract. After that, I imagine myself coaching, I don't say every club, because to some I would say always no, but I imagine myself coaching any club.
Joseph, have you been surprised by Leicester? I think after 15 games last year, you were 26 points ahead of them. How can they go that way so far and you can drop the other? It just seems incredible.
It's incredible. But do you want to speak about how bad we are doing, or do you want to speak about how good they are doing? I think they deserve that you speak about how good they are doing and not to speak about us. They are there not because we are very bad. They don't even won one single point against us.
I'm trying to work out how it can change so greatly.
You know, if you want a stupid answer, I can give you a stupid answer. A stupid answer, you know. A stupid answer is easy to give, you know. I think just an answer they deserve is to speak how good they are doing, and I would love to be in that position, obviously, but the reality is that I'm pleased they are where they are. 1 year ago they were bottom of the league. 1 year ago Ranieri was I think sacked from the Greece national team after lose against Faroe Islands, and in this moment he's the top manager in the Premier League, and their players are top of the league, and I think this is a beauty. This is fantastic.
Incredible. Has it been frustrating for you? As you said earlier, it seems that you turn the corner, then you have a setback like the Bournemouth game. It just seems at the moment really difficult to predict with Chelsea what's coming next.
I think if you analyze things that way, I think you are right. I think you are right, because we had some, not many, but we have some good results that we could say this is the end of such a bad period. But we are always having some negative result that bring us back to a position that we are not very proud with. But I think the performance on Wednesday in a high level pressure match, because was like a knockout match, I think the answer was so good that I don't see any reason for the players not to have the same kind of answer.
And defeats like against Bournemouth, is that a psychological thing? Is that kind of demons in the head at home in the league that you can lose to a side like Bournemouth?
No, that's life, but you know, 0-0 result is a penalty. You score 1-0, you are in front, the story can be different. That goal was offside. If the linesman has a different vision and a microscopic eye, because it's a very difficult job to be a linesman, the goal would be disallowed, and the result at least would be 0-0. But I think we did well enough to have a different result. We like to play at Stamford Bridge. The fans are being absolutely unbelievable with us. I even feel a little bit not knowing how to react when that people is so nice for me and they sing my name and stand up for the special one. I feel a bit embarrassed because I don't know how to react. When you are champion, you are winning matches, you wave, you share the emotion with the people. Now, you know, I know for sure that Chelsea fans, they don't have memory problems. That is for sure. That is for sure. Chelsea fans, they don't need that special vitamin to feed memory, because their memory is amazing. If not, they don't treat me the way they do. They don't treat the players the way they are doing. They don't create a nice Stamford Bridge for us. So for sure, we want to play at Stamford Bridge, and Stamford Bridge is not a problem for us.
And just one more, Cesc Fabregas. What's your assessment of him at the moment? There are suggestions that he maybe is a bit burnt out, needs a bit of a rest. What would you say about it?
I think he's the same as the team. I think he's the same as the team. I think last season the team was fantastic, and he was fantastic. And he had huge responsibility in the quality of our team last season, and he was fundamental in our team. This season I think he's at the same level as the team. The team is not playing especially well. It's difficult for a player to play especially well too. You go player after player, and last season you could say amazing season, Ivanovic, Cahill, John. You go player by player, and last season you could say fantastically well. And this season is more difficult. It's more difficult to say this player is being magnificent. You have 2 or 3 that you can say that, but normally players and team is intimate relation. So I don't see Cesc different than the team. What I see in him is that every minute he's on the pitch, the commitment is there. The professionalism is there. Always trying, never afraid to play, never afraid to have the ball, never afraid to make a mistake. So completely trust.
Martin.
Hi Jose, well done on Wednesday. You've now banked that away till February, you've got that locked away. Do you sense now the players will take something from that you've achieved something in a difficult season, and now you can focus fully on the league, and therefore that will help psychologically get the players back to where you want them to be?
We need results. We need results. Doesn't matter the competition. If we play tomorrow FA Cup, we need to win matches. We need to win points. We need what we are having now regularly, which is lots of clean sheets, very few goals conceded. Beginning of the season, 3, 2. In this moment, 0-0, 1-0-1. We are in this defensive stability now. We need to score more goals, and even against Porto, we could score 5. So we need to score more goals. I know maybe you come back immediately with Diego and Hazard. They are not scoring goals. They are not scoring goals. But the way they played against Porto, they have to score goals. They have to. So sooner or later, goals are coming. Their performance against Porto was very good. So in this moment, I am less worried than I was.
Okay, anybody else with cameras off? Good, thank you. Cameras off, then we move to papers. Thanks.